I'd like to bring in on this broadcast Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairman of Nephron Clinic. Dr. Bagai, good afternoon. This story that's coming from Madhya Pradesh is so shocking, and you played with the lives of so many countless people. But I can't understand, I fail to comprehend how something like this can actually happen in a hospital where a man claims to be a cardiologist and is given the nod to perform surgeries.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's extremely distressing when my heart goes out to the relatives who lost their near and dear ones and family members. This is a simple catastrophe. If you look at the Indian dynamics, we have about 12 lakh qualified doctors under the local state medical councils, and we have 10 lakh quacks. It's almost 1:1 ratio. This quack menace is hurting us. They are ill-qualified, even if this particular gentleman has got some sort of degree from any country overseas. That person has to re-qualify to practice in India. More importantly, that person has to register himself with the local state medical council. The onus of responsibility lies on the hospital that they have to validate and check whether the credentials are accurate in the local state medical council registry. This record exists, it's available even online. So I fail to understand why these serial lapses would have occurred in which human lives have been lost. This is completely unpardonable, and I think the strictest punishment under law should be meted out to this person. He may run for a while, but ultimately he is going to be caught.
But is the challenge here, Dr. Bagai, a lack of checks and balances in these kind of cases? Here's a man who pretended to be a cardiologist from the UK, managed to perform 15 surgeries. So many families essentially trusted this man with their loved ones' lives. It will lead to also a lot of questions and a loss of trust, faith in Indian, medical care in our hospitals. So do you think that there's a problem of not enough mechanisms being there to check these kind of scams?
Yeah, I think it portrays not very well on the medical fraternity. Ultimately, the patients have to have trust in the medical doctors. But if the person is a fake, then it's a huge issue. I think the medical doctors must display their degrees. They must declare the registration number under the local state medical council, and they must display all their credentials, not only in the clinics, but even in the hospital website. The real issue is not of the hospitals. The issue is in the tier 2, tier 3 cities or in the villages, in outdoor clinics where these people perform not only surgeries, but even interventions which can be fatal, like it has been proven over here. So I wish the hospital would have rechecked and revalidated before this particular person even enters the hospital, leave alone treating patients and absolutely leaving alone operating on patients. This is just a death trap for patients.
Right now the hunt is on for this man. Reportedly, his name is Narendra. He claimed to be Dr. Kem from the United Kingdom to perform these surgeries. Do you think that the hospital too must be held accountable in these kind of cases, Dr. Bagai?
Absolutely. The onus of responsibility is on the hospital administration. Having run and managed hospitals for the last 20 odd years, the first thing which we do is when a CV comes in is we revalidate the person's credentials, the name, each degree, and the license number. Is the person licensed to practice? Say, for example, if I'm registered in Delhi, I have to re-register myself in Calcutta if I need to see patients there. This is a given mechanism which is in place. So obviously there have been lapses. The hospital administration must answer these questions.
Hospital failed to actually report these deaths, perhaps in an attempt to cover it up, knowing full well that this could spell trouble for them. For the longest time, they didn't report that 7 deaths had occurred in their hospital because of this particular doctor. Who knows, maybe, we could have seen some lives being saved if the hospital had cut this off in the first place. My final question to you, Dr. Bagai, is when we're speaking about accountability, do you think also there's a role of the government here to ensure that hospitals are held more responsible, more accountable, that they check the credentials of every doctor who walks into the hospital?
I'm a stickler for discipline. There is no question about it. If you are looking at excellence, then discipline has to be a habit. It cannot be a one-off event which is as a show of strength. It has to be every day, and you have to have this even when people are not monitoring you. It's an ingrained system which must be followed. The credentials of every doctor, even nursing staff and other paramedics, including the hospital administration, must be checked. Our registration in Delhi is revalidated every 5 years by reproducing the documents. It is checked. So these systems exist. We need more people on the ground We need stricter laws. We need stricter punishment. And the hospital administration, again, I repeat, must be held accountable to answer these questions as to how this particular person, to begin with, is not a doctor at all, and then fakes an international degree, is not re-examined or requalified to practice in India, is not allowed to do surgeries at all, enters the hospital, enters an operation theater, and is performing perhaps one of the most critical surgeries, which is cardiovascular surgeries. This is bizarre. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And unfortunately, only in India will you see these kind of cases even coming to the light. It's something we really, really need to crack down on, because Dr. Bagai, the stats that you also gave us of the number of illegal doctors, quacks operating in India is by itself shocking. Thank you very much, Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, for joining us on this broadcast, sharing your expert view on what's played out in Madhya Pradesh.